A refund.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he seemed fine with it at the time. And we're live! Yay! Steve hates when I do that, and I love it. I'm actually going to close the front door. Or actually, Steve or Nicholas can close the front door.
No, you have to say shut the front door.
Shut the front door. Did I do it right? Hey, it works. Okay. Hello, we're playing The Climbers, and this is kind of a different setup because The Climbers is a 3D strategy game that is very spatial, and so we're doing a little different of a camera rig. I have to tweet that we're live. That's like important. Cool. So we're doing a little bit of a different camera rig so that you can see the back of the tower, and then you can also see the front of the tower. And we might move that camera closer once we do the teaching, just to make it more interesting, because you can just watch us play. And if we had that third camera that didn't kill my computer's processing, you would be able to see us while we played, but we don't. So I'm not going to dwell on that. Anyway. The Climbers is coming from Capstone Games. I guess they're doing a line called Simply Basic, I guess. But The Climbers is a game that came out in 2008, and it only was it was worldwide in 2008, but it's kind of hard to get because they only made a certain number of copies and then it just kind of stopped. The designer is Holger Lanz, and Capstone's bringing it back. Yo! That, I don't know what kind of sign that was. It can play 2 to 5 players. We're going to be playing with 4 players. We have Jason, who is, I can never remember your Twitter. It's
Docking Bay 94 podcast.
Docking Bay 94 podcast, but the actual letters are like D94 podcast.
DB94 podcast, or at JA_Hancock.
It's
you have
for
a
the
new one.
Millennium
I'm gonna
Falcon.
Well, no, that's the actual sign, but yeah, it still says DB94.
Got it. And Nicholas, who... you were putting a drink down. I was like, what is Nicholas doing in the back? And then Steve, who's actually out of frame. You can't see... You won't be able to see Steve when he sits down.
We'll set him on the table.
He'll be fine. This game, because it's a spatial game, we will be building a tower in the center and we're going up. So we're going to be kind of like moving around the table or like standing and whatnot. I'm going to try and not hit this camera. That's my goal for this whole game. So, yeah.
Would anybody else like anything?
I'm good. I think I'm good. Please don't spill on this.
That is my one job.
This is precious. Maybe put it by the cat. Spill on the cat.
Spill on the cat.
I learned to not, worry about spilling on the cat. So yeah, this is a special bonus Monday stream because we're going to do this. Actually, Steve, you can move the camera a little so you're in frame. No, rotate. Yeah, no, other way. There we go. Now you're just blocking Jason. There we go. Okay, yay! The trash can's out. Yay. Okay.
Wait, the what?
The trash can was in frame, but you weren't, and I was
I thought I got a new nickname.
Not in frame.
No, I think it was trash can.
Yeah,
I was going for. All right. Oh, thank you, Don
Depends on the
Corgi.
leftovers.
Right.
Have a great evening, I think. But have a good night. John Corgi's swinging by. I'm also Pokemon because it's the first day of Pokemon Summer Camp, so I'm all Pokemon'd up. This isn't sponsored by Pokemon. Okay, so we're gonna play The Climbers, and I'm just gonna show you the game as I open it and explain it. So this is the final production box. This will be coming in Q4, so probably Essen. I don't know if they're going to do pre-release copies at Gen Con. The rulebook isn't cut, but it is final. And then these are all the blocks. So these are all wooden blocks, and they're pretty good weight. They're not bad. And then everybody is going to need the person and the just token of your player color. So pick a color and grab both pieces that are that. And then you're going to get one short ladder and one big ladder. And these are the ladders.
So are you telling me that we could be using little Pokemon figurines?
We could. I don't have enough Pokemon figurines. I have 0 Pokemon figurines, actually. I'm realizing now that this is an error. I mean, I have them
Apparently
at work.
somebody should
Oh my
have called and
goodness.
said something.
I've already hit the camera
See?
twice. I am
Failed
failing
already.
at my job. I'm sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do is once everybody gets the stuff, I'm going to be yellow. Somebody is missing. Nick, what do you want? Pink or tealish? Oh, okay. Okay. So no one's tealish. Okay, so we can put the extra bags just in the box. As soon as I do this, oh, satisfying in ways I can't
Nice tower
describe.
joke.
Hey Nutters. Alright, so before I explain the rules, I'm going to show how to do setup. So there's these two really tall, big blocks, and they're all neutral color. Note, in the final production, this color will be more gray, not as pale yellow. But there's two of these, and they're going to go in the center. And for filming reasons, we're going to set the tower at an angle so that each camera can see two sides. So basically, yeah, like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to randomly build a structure around it, so these need to be completely encased. So just randomly pick up blocks and have fun. I will say, it's within the rules that you can totally be like, oh, this is a thing, so we have these like quarter blocks, but there can be no overhang. So like, this is legal. This is a pain in the butt while you're playing, I'm just gonna say. Okay? So, in that mind, randomly, don't worry about the color or the structure, just build and have fun.
And how do we figure out who wins?
And that's the game! That's Climbers, everybody! Yeah! Like I said, Q4 release, $50 MSP, enjoy! No, okay.
That was game one.
Alright, so whoever has the most of their color squares showing wins, and that's the game. I'm kidding.
Tune in
Kidding.
Tuesday.
Yeah, tune in Tuesday for Lignum. Thanks for coming out from Vancouver, Jason. Okay, so now that that's done, I will describe the game. So what's going to happen is your turn is made up of 3 phases. Number 1, move your person. So we're all going to start on the ground, and the goal is to be the highest person. You can start from wherever. We'll do it when it's your turn. So if you can move your person, you move your person. How you move your person is your person has to be able to see the next level. So let me change the camera. So basically, this is kind of rough to see from here, but I'll do it this way. So this person, his adorable little head, can see the top of this platform. So I'm allowed to move up to there. It's a neutral color, which again will be more gray in the final production because it's really close to the yellow right now.
Right.
So any player can move on to the neutral color, or you can move on to your own color. But you need to see with your adorable little head. If you can't see with your adorable little head, this is purple. Assume for purposes this is my color. You can use ladders. So your short ladder will get you up 1 full-size cube. Your long ladder will help you do things like this, where I can go up like that. Okay? Once you use a ladder, it's out. It's done. You can't use it the rest of the game. Sad face. So you can move up as high as you want, as long as you are legally allowed to. So if there's like a whole run of yellow or neutrals, I can go as high as I
Are the
want.
ladders precise, or can you like overshoot like this and just like climb up and fall to the top?
They do. She's still wearing her harness. From my knowledge and my interpretation of the rulebook, the ladders help you climb the 2, 3, or 4. So, yes, you can overshoot. You can also use ladders to build bridges. So, like, let's say that I want to go from here to here. I could be like, yo, dog. Well, this is illegal because it's diagonal. But if it wasn't diagonal, I could use the ladder to be like, yo, I made it. So you can do that with bridges if you want. So after you move as high up as you can or want to, you move a block. So this is also optional. Moving is optional. Moving a block is optional. To move a block, you pick it up and you must rotate it or move it or both. So if I just pick up this block, rotate it and place it, that counts as moving it because I rotated it. It's obviously a little bit more drastic because it's a half block, but if I were to do that with
Square.
with a square block, that would still be valid because I had changed the orientation. The other option is of course, that I can just pick it up, move it wherever I want. And the only placement restrictions for placing the bigger blocks is, again, I can't overhang. We're not playing Jenga. Also, it has to touch a full side. So, well, this would be illegal because I'm overhanging here. But if you have to be flush on the surfaces you're touching, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can't rotate. I can't. This block's kind of tougher to demonstrate with. I can't do this. You have to imagine that the blocks are kind of quadrants. So I could do this, right? I can't do that.
Yeah.
But as Steve demonstrated last game we played, you can't do that. It'd be a dick.
Yeah, in the rules they show the imaginary 4x4 grid on all the tiles. So you have to conform to that grid.
Yep. After you move your block, you have another chance to move your person if you want. And again, you can move onto the block that you just placed and whatnot. For additional placing people, every block has a quadrant. A full-size block has a quadrant of 4, so you can have 4 people on it max. The half blocks, if they're on edge, if it's a neutral color, it can have max 2 people. The longer blocks, if, like, this is illegal, right? We can't do that. But this longer block can fit all of the players because it could fit 8, and yeah, there's only 5. So, that is that. You can also slide. So for, let's say, for example, Nick and I are like this, and I'm like, well, I want to put a block. So I can push Nick there as long as Nick stays on the block that they were on previously. So if there was a block touching, I couldn't.
So you can't smash them in between blocks?
No.
No
unfortunate
compactor?
accidents.
Well, you could, but no. So, like, if this were happening, I could push both of us to do a half block as long as we could still remain on the block that we were on.
And if there were 3 players, you couldn't.
If there were 3 players, I could not push anybody because somebody would be forced to go to this block, which would be illegal.
Gotcha.
And I can't. I was doing so good remembering where I picked up things from.
I guess it makes sense that'd be illegal because that's potential death.
Yes.
It's just you can't do something that would lead to death or at least a lawsuit.
Can you push back a little? Yay! Somebody was like, I hear Jason's. Yes, Jason is here. Hey, Marguerite. Cool.
Oh, right. I'm not used to it being in the corner.
Yeah, we're
No,
doing
right?
the corner so you can see to whatever, and I'm going to zoom the camera in so it's better once we start.
If you're going down, we're going to need to call the coroner for your corner because you'll be
I don't know.
defeated.
Okay. It just like kept going. Okay, so again, you move your person, move a block, move a person. Okay? If a block gets moved and it would enable somebody else to move up as well, you can do that off your turn. So you can do that out of turn sequence. So if I put a neutral block down in front of Steve and it's a legal move for him to do that jump, he could totally do it if he wanted. And he could move as far up as he wanted.
And I don't think we've triggered that yet.
We haven't.
But
Can
No.
you use
It's possible.
ladders on other people's turn?
I don't believe so. I believe you can only use a ladder on your turn.
What if you remove something and allows a player? So
That's
if I
also
was
valid.
here and that
Mhm.
wasn't purple, but you
Yes.
removed it, then it became
Yeah, or-
purple, and right,
Yeah.
and then I could go up on my
Look,
left turn
it's the
too.
face.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, you can use both your ladders on the same turn, but you can't do this. This is a safety hazard. This
Safety
is not,
alert.
this is
Not
not
OSHA.
allowed.
Safety alert.
You can use a ladder once, and then you can use the next ladder after you have taken a break and found firm footing for your ladder. You can,
There's
yeah.
rules for that.
There's a little tiny decal warning: "Do not stand above this step."
Right.
Yeah.
It just
Okay.
doesn't work in England.
Last.
You need a forklift with a ladder on it.
Because it's a
This
right to
one's-
roam.
Illegal. Okay, last thing. This is your capstone kind of blocker thingy. So, at the end of your turn, you can put this on a block. It does not have to be your block. Does not have to be a neutral block. Could be any block you want. There cannot be a person on the block, even if it's you. So it has to be empty. But what this means is that no one can walk on this block. Nobody can walk through this block. Nobody can stop on this block. Nobody can move this block. This block is locked until your next turn. At which point, this goes and is out of the game. So, there's that. The reason why that might be important is because, again, the goal is to be the person that is the highest at the end of the game. the end of the game is triggered when everyone has not moved upward in a consecutive round. Because if you don't move upward, you didn't gain any height, and thus it triggers the potential for the end of game. So if we go one full round of everybody not moving upward, whoever's the highest will win.
Okay.
Can we move downward? We can move side to side without changing level.
Yes.
Can we move
but
down?
That does not, you cannot move down, you move up. And moving laterally,
It's rising ocean levels.
moving laterally is okay, but it will not count towards
the height
thing.
Yeah.
And also, if all I do is move laterally, that basically counts as a pass.
Okay.
For any game trigger.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say this is how I interpret the rules. The other, because it only just says that you can't move onto surfaces diagonally. You can't move a surface that exceeds the other allowable ones. And if possible, other players may move their climber upward as well in turn order. But that's it. So there's a lot of options
I win.
for moving, but it's general. You must move towards greatness.
Forbidden block fort.
Ascendancy.
Forbidden block fort. The rising ocean levels.
Yeah, that's totally what's happening. These big neutral blocks, once they get unburied, they can be moved and used. This is allowed. And I think that's basically it. There was there one other weird situation? I can't remember.
If there is, we will find it.
We will find it. We will definitely find it. Alrighty.
We have the technology.
We do. Alright. I think... Oh! That's probably a furnace install. Sorry! Hello?
Okay.
Looks like
Yeah.
things are
Steve, do you
starting
want
to.
to start?
Looks like things are starting to heat up. That furnace install. Okay. I
Oh, wow.
would like to move. So I will move. So I don't know if Tiff mentioned, but you can pick up a block and look at it, but you have to put it down in the same orientation if you don't
Okay.
use it, if you don't move it. So
Oh, wow.
but I'm gonna do this. So flip it upside down,
Make a little stair.
and 1,
Okay.
2, and then up I go.
So you can like drive around the base at the start.
Yes, and you can go anywhere you want around the base.
Anywhere in the world.
One thing I will say, interesting, kind of strategically, is the last game we played, we ended up building 2 towers, and there kind of weren't enough blocks to sustain 2 towers because you have to always keep moving up.
Right.
So that is
Someone
either
will be sad.
someone will be sad when if you're the one in the dinky tower.
In the dinky tower.
So
Okay.
I can't move onto anybody else's color but the neutral and mine, right?
Correct.
Oh, I'm just gonna
Camera's moving closer.
Shifting
stand in
perspective.
there. Oh, Jason.
So
There we go.
Now in
I can move there. And then I can go.
Yep.
Will this one work for that, or is that too short?
I think that one is too short. I think that's this block
the
ladder.
block ladder,
Yeah,
okay.
and then that one is twice as long.
Remember, if you use a ladder, it's gun for.
Boom.
Oh, you can move up repeatedly?
Yes, you can move as far as you can move.
My
Oh,
ladder's
I'll
out.
right.
work on that. And you remember that I'm pink.
Yeah.
Have you played the Colonists?
Not yet. No.
I was gonna. A lot of the tools in the Colonists are one-time use, and the flavor text on those is strange. This axe broke after only 1 use. You really need to get more durable tools. So the ladders reminded me of that.
Also, hello, chat. There's a lot of awesome people in the chat. Also, Pikachu is now front and center on this stream. Yeah, and there's no camera of our face. This is awkward. Oh well.
It's the Pikachu cam.
It's Pikachu cam.
What's Pikachu up to?
Pikachu is drinking a Herba Mate energy drink because her morning started at 6. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'm
Do the thing.
gonna try and make this camera angle.
Does Pikachu have a fake ID?
This is not booze, honey.
No, I know. I'm just saying in general. Like, is
Pikachu is Pikachu's like 20. Pikachu's like 26
okay. So
Should be
Pikachu.
good.
So
or
Pikachu
24 or
is
something like that.
Pikachu is drinking
Is
the
my
yerba mate by choice,
sadly.
not by as a
Have to,
substitute.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Pikachu needs the energy. This is horrible. This is like not a great situation.
Shocking.
We set it up badly.
we set it up badly. It's okay. I don't get
Well,
better.
I think it's set up pretty good. I like it.
Jason's just going to start kicking blocks off.
This is good, everybody. Alright.
I'm just going to fiddle with my ladders all game.
That's fine. I'm gonna do that's not helpful.
This is a very
That's
different
yellow.
game from the last game we streamed, so I'll just say that.
I'm gonna do that.
Very different
To
from
do
2 to
that.
Oh, no, different from
Oh.
the
To
18XX we
do-
played.
Yeah, we
yeah,
should
I
get
saw
it.
Totally different headspace.
Alright. That was my turn, and my short ladder is done for. Goodbye, you're done.
Bye.
So you
Okay.
don't leave it behind for other people to eat.
I'm
No,
going
you don't. Which would be
to-
cool, but no, there's, I think, again, a structural concern.
do this. I can push in 2 directions at once, right? 'Cause I'm doing it.
Yeah, I believe so. That was what I understood as well, and that's why I expected that to happen. Tragic.
I wasn't listening to you. But the really funny thing is
Well,
with this
if I
double
got it-
camera,
Whoa.
If I got
I
away
can
with
now-
it, it's legal.
I can now watch what's happening on this side. Like, I can't normally see that. Can we play this game? I actually don't have to get up. This is pretty great. Hey, Andrew.
Alright, so next game, we don't
Alright,
let
there's our
Jason do
neutral.
that.
Forgot that there's a neutral.
Did Jason make my life worse? No. I made my life worse. That's cool. It's important to...
It's important to know your limitations.
No idea what this is. Okay, not
Yeah.
useful.
You can always pick up blocks and look at them, but they just need to go back in the exact...
I'll try
Orientation.
really hard now to not kill anyone too much.
There was one pawn in our last game that invariably was always the one that fell off to the
Oh, yeah.
supposed
You got
death.
your own ladder.
Yeah, Brian-
Jason's like, just burn the ladders. But the ladders are super important, just so you know. I'm going to talk a lot with my hands because you can't see my face. Actually, I could add a face cam. Hang on. We can do this. 1 second, everyone.
I mean, you're just practicing for all the time you're going to spend in 0G. Wearing a suit where you can't do facial expressions and you have to gesture with your
Yeah,
hands.
that's lane that way.
We're here!
No, that one's also not
Whoa. Alright, there we go.
Where
I
did all the
figured it
helpful
out.
blocks go?
Yeah! The sun in the back is horrible. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, look. It's
There
a
you go.
third angle for the tower.
Oh,
I love it.
No, that's
With
still
the
there.
box
Yeah, I was
shot.
gonna say with the
But the box shop is okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Kind of.
You're fine.
kind of.
Kind of sort of. A little bit.
I just want to say this is a good screenshot right now. The overlay is missing. I was like, why does this look wrong?
You need a half a step more.
There we
Oh,
go.
no, you can see over the top of that. It
Okay.
kind of blocks you off. For...
Oh, that's an interesting move.
Nice, nice. Yes, come to the dark side. I mean, yeah, that's an okay play.
And then I think I'll use my short ladder. Get up there.
I just realized none of the action is visible
before
to what just
I'm
happened.
None of the action
That's
is
it.
illegal.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't
visible.
visible
It was-
because
oh.
I was
Tiff
doing
has
people
to
cam.
stream in 3D.
Yeah. People were like, how are you going to stream this? And I was like, I'll figure it out. And I figured it out.
Booms and mics and stands and arms.
Okay.
Bandages.
That is super helpful because I can do this. And that's my first
Mm.
move.
Technically, you could have done that on your off turn.
Actually, yeah, I could have done that on his turn. Or their turn. But, sorry.
Not to help you or anything.
It doesn't matter though because I still need to move a block to go someplace
Yep.
else.
Help us! It's not possible.
So, because you were so helpful, I will make this neutral.
Oh.
Cooperation.
But this part's not.
And then we found the cure to being a jerk.
My turn?
Yes. Wait, did you just say we found the cure to being a jerk?
Yes, I lied.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good pink little ladder you have over there. You have to make the appropriate sound effects. Purple. I mean, you could maybe flip that one.
I can put one of these down on my turn too, or is that
Yes, it's the end of your turn.
at the end of my turn.
So now would be the time.
Now would be the time. I will see.
Okay.
All right. Let me make sure I get the right camera for this hot climbing action. All right.
Yeah, we're not just trying to climb to the top. We're making the top as we climb.
Okay.
We are switching out the engine.
So I cannot move this block.
You're trying to be the highest you can, but you're also building the tower as you go.
Nothing is covering it, and there's no players on it, so you can...
You can pick it up and move it. I'm done with it.
It's not useful.
No.
Which is what I thought, but I wanted to make sure, because that would be very convenient.
Here's a two for... no, not useful.
No, I just want to do a thing with a star.
You're hoping you can just flip it over and be the right color?
Strategy.
You can only You can only move on blocks. Nice. You can only move onto blocks which are your own color or which are neutral colored.
That's a neutral color.
Yeah. So the neutral color is a little yellow. In the final production copy, they will be more gray, which I'm just going to continue saying in case someone tunes in at just the wrong moment to find that out. There's so much.
No, not that one. I don't know.
It's like, you don't even know what I'm doing over here. Alright. Alrighty.
Let's examine. It was yellow on top and neutral towards me. Aha!
Yes, it is right.
All the blocks have different color combos.
And then let's go 1, 2.
Oh.
And you can't move a block. You can't move the block that the previous player moved, but previous in turn order, you cannot.
No.
I think that's mostly
yes,
for 2
that was the rule. Yes, you cannot move the block that was moved by the previous person.
You get into some sort of horrific degenerative cycle.
Yes.
I bet.
Can I jump?
No.
No leggings?
Cannot make it.
No. Remember
you
that
can't use your ladder as
definitely
like a diagonal bridge.
All right.
Bridges are strictly horizontal.
The ladders are one-time use, and they help you
climb. Does the
climb.
ladder stretch?
That would work.
Would that be
That's a bridge, and it's up, and it's not diagonal. There you go.
Okay. It can't be diagonal on
It's not
one
diagonal.
of the planes.
Yes.
It was straight. It wasn't diagonal.
Diagonal on other planes.
You can move.
Yeah.
Yes. You can move up diagonally.
Okay, sure.
I understand.
Alrighty.
I'm slow.
Alright, I think it's me.
No,
Oh.
Just because.
It's gonna be one of those games. Alright.
It's we're doing kind of like the Bowser's
Yeah,
Castle
that's
going on
one
here.
Yeah, it does kind of Bowser's Castle. Huh?
There's
That's not helpful so much. This is... I can't touch that.
No.
I would like to rearrange everything, but it's not legal. There are rules.
every color on a block corresponds to one of the potential 5 players. So I am yellow and can only move onto yellow sides or neutral sides. So of the 6 sides of blocks, every player only has 2 sides that they can move onto.
So I can place this here, and I could...
That's
not yellow.
That's yellow. That's not
I can't
neutral.
color today.
Well, these are also tough, and we have the lights dim for exposure reasons. That doesn't help you.
I was thinking... I think I thought that was neutral. And
Yes,
it's not.
I
And I
believe
was
that.
like, why are there 2 neutrals on broad flat sides? That seems unlikely to be designed that way.
Is this accessible?
Yes, that's
you?
accessible.
No, but it's not.
It's not useful. I think the flat box I desire in my life are that one. So yeah, that feels pretty great. I have an idea. If I can locate the appropriate block like this. Okay, I'm thinking better now.
That's thinking with portals. That's not anything to do with portals. All right.
But science.
Yeah, it's Okay, sorry. I just like this camera because it's funny when I make faces at it. I could do that, but that...
Gizmozilla sounds adorable. And terrifying. Adorably terrifying.
Adorably terrifying.
Or terrifyingly adorable.
Either way, valid. I think I'm gonna do that. If there's a tie in regards to height at the end of the game, it's whoever got to that height first. So, on that note, I'm done. Oh, Steve is this angle.
Wow.
Thank you, Mad Bona, for being so great helping with the rules explanation.
Nicholas, now in Squinter Vision.
You could use a hand.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the spirit of cooperation.
That's
between
right.
our great countries.
That's right.
There's a lot of
So you can
cooperating.
go on there on the off turn.
Yeah. Because that seems safer than
You
staying.
can't go lower. Must go up.
There's room for 2 more on this ship.
Toot toot. Also, why does the
So this comes off.
And it's out of the game.
water line
Can that-
keep going up?
Can that go that way?
Nope. No
No.
gaps. No gravity defying.
But if it would have balanced,
No,
it
we
wouldn't
did
have
that
been- then
one
it wouldn't
game.
have been
That's
gravity
bad.
fine.
No Jenga.
The civil engineering rules are very strict.
Yeah.
But diagonal ramps are permitted.
We have, well, yeah, because like you have to go up,
Right?
but not like that.
Climb up the ranks. I think I am.
This shot's just overexposed. We all wear dark clothing. It's the
Sorry.
worst. It's the worst.
I'm trying to remember what else I have in shirts, and I don't know.
Oh no, don't worry about it. It's
No.
Steve and I live with this Are you falling
no,
asleep at the
Nope.
table? Oh, that's so cute.
I'm not.
I'm not sure if that's going to help.
Steve did an all-nighter working on his
I
awesome
did
video game thing.
I did not. I took a nap.
It was
In a
unusually
chair.
assistive, I'm
And
sure.
I can't move, so.
Videos are hard.
So I can move a block without moving, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Mhm.
So the sides are 1, 2, or 4.
This counts as your pass, but
Right.
Nicholas can't move that block. So you've effectively blocked that.
Ah!
Okay, sorry.
He can move that block, though.
No, because you can't move the block that the person
Oh, put
directly
that
before you
put-
did. So Nicholas will never be able to move your blocks.
Right.
Like, I will never be able to
Okay.
move theirs.
Blocks.
So that might have actually been a good move then.
Blocks of size 3 do not exist. So,
No, which makes
No.
me sad a lot in this game, trust me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's all about getting the stack just right to use the 4s. Use the 4. Oh god. Sorry, I know, Ichi, that was bad.
Pun police!
Okay. Yeah, Ichi, you got upgraded from Fun Police to Pun Police, apparently.
Alright, let's see. I think I will like to check this block. Okay,
Correct,
that
you
block-
can't move a block that someone is standing on.
Oh.
What,
I can
what
do
about
this.
the variable player powers?
I was just like, are you throwing the block out? Yes.
Goodbye, Nicholas.
That
Nice.
is legal.
You will be missed.
I want to pull this out because it's just not helping anyone. But it's not going to help me to pull it out because I think, I could do this.
You could climb.
I could climb, I guess, but then I'm opening this glorious hole for some other people.
This is?
Unless I do this. Yeah. So this little token, which I don't think you can see on any angle because it's in a canyon. Yeah, you can't.
It's hopeless.
It's my token.
It's not really there.
This block cannot be moved or
You're
moved
making things
onto. I am. I'm just pointing into the null space where no one can see it. It's great. Okay. Oh, that's pretty smart, Mer. Mer says that when they play this, they put it on a piece of cardboard so they can turn the structure around. Which makes sense. I had a Lazy Susan for like a hot minute, and this would be the game that it would work on.
But yeah.
And
For
also
one
at the end of the
game.
game, you would just go as fast as you can, just like let it go.
All the more reason to have a copy of the Scrabble edition.
Oh yeah, because the Scrabble edition has.
There's actually
Lazy
2
Susan.
Scrabble
So
editions.
I pass. So my stock value goes down by 10.
So now
Yep.
Tiff
And
is
pay out.
above me.
Oh man.
Greasing your ladders will rust.
When the first diesel ladder comes out, my 2 ladder rusts.
Right, exactly.
Steve is a jerk face.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
I think. Oh, sorry everyone.
I think all the 4 blocks are locked. Looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rotate this up.
Okay. Unless this is here and it's not helpful. Thanks, block, for not being right.
Almost like
I don't know
blog,
why.
blog.
I'm gonna
From
just put her
Blammo.
Yep.
outside. You wanna go outside? Let's go outside.
Pink on the edge. The edge, and that seems unlikely.
Is it 8? What do you usually put it at? 8, 7?
Just all the way.
Okay, there we go.
All the decimals.
Decibels.
Decimals.
This is not particularly helpful.
Ichi has discovered a new thing to complain about in the same way.
She's barking, so I put her outside, and now she's barking at me
Like, yeah.
instead of
She's
barking
outside.
at Xena.
So that's not useful either. Okay.
It is a good thing, though,
Ah!
to put them
There we go. If my
around
face
the
is
base
in,
so that they're
it works
useful
better.
fodder.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Sorry. There's problems to solve.
I've played this game 5 times now. Yeah, because we played it 2-player.
It is always different.
It is always so different every time we play this game. And
I
this
know
is.
what's going to happen,
I think
and I
this
don't
is.
like it.
Is this the? This is the
No, sir. Don't like it.
first time for 4 players.
Not today.
Oh no! We did 4 players with. No! We did 5.
Yep, we did 5.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is my first time playing 4 players. I've done 2-player, and I've done 5-player, and
So
now
in the
I've done
spirit of
4.
mutual cooperation.
That's not
between our great nations.
Wow.
Nicholas put their capstone blocker spot in terms. Yeah, that's great. That's great, everyone.
I needed to. Otherwise, you cut me off
Super
with the bat.
helpful.
Oh, don't forget to take your capstone.
Yes, this is now gone. And now.
Now just give me what I want.
New people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, actually, no, it's okay. Everything's fine.
Oh.
Jason, wait, was that a trick to make me move that instead of use this giant hole?
Hmm.
Dang
Was
it!
it?
Oh no! Okay, alright, there we go.
My
Darn
hammer
it! Darn it! You got me! You nerd. Whatever, I don't even know where I'm going. Wait, that's
That's
not.
way too tall.
That's not legal. And that you'd have to
Oh.
use a ladder. There's so many things wrong with that.
I
Is
would
it
have gotten away with it.
It's a
too.
great move.
Bye, Nerfenstein.
Except for all the ways it's not permitted.
2-player is very different. We got pretty tall on 2-player because, but also at the same time, it kind of grows a little slower because it's just you two unlocking blocks, if that makes sense.
And blocking locks.
Yeah. Well, and a lot more of the blocks are deemed unusable. Because, like, it's not very often that you need your color of, like, the big one on the side.
So the large ladder lets you move up 4 spaces?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Because these are called 2 blocks, because this is a...
Sure.
Or no, these are 4 blocks, you're right.
Okay.
These are 4 blocks.
I was like, the others are halves? Okay, whatever.
I teach it as halves, but no, that's not...
Oh.
Go! You killed Jason!
Killed me.
An unfortunate climbing accident.
We killed Brian a lot when we played the other day
Is that it?
with Brian. Are you moving?
Oh.
I bet there's a potential for this
There you
game's pace to become glacial.
Ah.
We played at played at that other convention I was just at.
Yes, console.
Yeah, so this table, if you have the leaves out and people lean on the leaves, the table raises. So there's no leaves out currently that Jason or Steve or I can because we always do that.
Right.
We're the leaners.
We're moving the thing up, so I'm going to move the camera up again.
Lean cuisine. Oh, yep. We have climbed. We are moving up the camera.
Ah! And then I'm kicking a camera, but it's fine because it's not on right now. I can also... There we go. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, look, you can see my face now.
What's this? Not helpful, is what that is. Actually, no. Okay, because alignment. It's like that. Okay. There's not a space that I can show thing in.
Pumpy tutors, but Steve will possibly find a way to destroy it. Because it's there.
With enough time and enough mason jars.
It's not that he would destroy it, it's just that he cheats. And sometimes if his cheating isn't going well, he resorts to destruction.
Accidental destruction.
Yeah, the only reason I don't own junk art is because I want the giant one that they should use at cons.
Goodbye, disc. I can never stop anyone ever again. Except for all the ways I will do it implicitly.
I just kind of want to like walk all over Jason. Just put a block right on top. Doesn't work that way.
Can you give me a boost?
Legal.
Ooh, yay!
Yes.
It's my color. Yes, I am the
All right,
tallest.
Jason. I just want you to know.
You use the disc to block
I could
a
have.
block.
I could have done something horrific,
You could have.
but I didn't.
You could have.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently this is
So Jason gets to auto move up as well because it's a legal move for them.
What time do you think?
I will do something horrific.
Oh!
Yes!
With an immediate backstab.
Sorry, Steve. You still have a
I guess you
ladder,
could
though.
say I walked into that.
Hey, and welcome back. Oh man,
That's kind of a...
you have to like pay attention to
I
make sure.
needed
this
you off that
doesn't
spot
turn into-
anyway.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
No cheating too much. The usual lack of size 3 blocks. So once again, a pain.
I mean, we could Dremel a set.
So I
Well-
can move up a little bit by doing. Whoa! Whoops.
My poor dude.
Well, I mean, Nick just fell in the hole that they were trying to cover, so that's
Yeah.
awkward. One, they fell, and then two, they were going to get crushed by their own block. It's
Yeah.
a construction accident, if I've ever.
It was no accident.
To yourself? I'm so confused.
I was
All
framing.
right, I have to do this because
No, that blocks me.
this one is not. Oh wait, there's another one. Oh, crap. What was it like that?
Something like that. It doesn't matter.
Does it? I mean, but
It's irrelevant.
no, it doesn't matter anymore.
We cannot go back down.
The waters have
We
risen.
can never go back.
The waters have risen, and we cannot go back.
Don't go back and meet your heroes.
Look, I unlocked all of this for y'all.
Yeah, but now you
Right.
stopped me from putting one where Nicholas is.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, is it?
Because
my
I
turn?
can't knock you
Yes,
off.
I know.
Yeah.
I am in trouble.
New addition to cheating Steve's shirt. If I can't cheat it, I destroy it on accident.
Total accident.
I have a plan.
The rules, to my knowledge, were not tweaked, but all of the things which were previously like variants are now a thing. So like the ladders were apparently a variant,
Right,
and
do not move.
now they are not. So
Interesting.
Okay.
Why are you doing that?
He doesn't want it to be moved.
Oh, because you want me off that spot.
Yeah.
oh yeah, so it's not an auto
What was that?
move.
That
It's
was
It's a May.
As long as
It's a
it needs to be in
May.
the same place. But
Right.
So
It
it's
was
here,
if
right?
able, the other players may move their climber upward following turn order after the current player completes their turn. So if something has happened such that would allow.
There are quite a few of the 1 blocks that are just trapped.
Yes. It's unfortunate.
Well, yeah, but that is making this like a permanent alternate 3 stack, which is kind of nice.
Yep.
Well, hey, you could rotate the block that you can't see right now to be to be the color you need.
Yep. I could do a great many things with my life. To think a
Only
little
some
bit.
of them involve this game.
Walking things up, walking things up.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
My song. Hopping out of the hole. I've escaped.
Nicholas on the run.
I'm just gonna push this button.
You thought you'd seen the last of me.
They are disarmed, but still dangerous.
That's the worst. Why couldn't you move that? I mean, I know why from a but still. All right. You're in a hole again. I'm sorry. Well, actually,
It's my life.
the problem is I can move up, or Steve. I'm just gonna trust you to mess up Jason's perfect
he does.
plan. There you
Do
go.
the right thing.
Do the right things.
Oh.
That was the death thing. That wasn't necessarily incorrect or correct, but it wasn't great.
Jason going to do.
Is there a rule for what to do if a player accidentally knocks over the entire tower? Accidentally.
The player who the player in reverse turn order just wins.
The player.
The player who just went before the person that knocked it over wins. Unofficial variant.
Are you gonna king make me now? Is that?
If you're amenable to it.
No, I'm not. I want to play.
Move back.
I can't
Well-
move diagonal. The only thing I do is kind of block that up to hope that something
Something happens.
Something
Someone's
beneficial
like, "Here,
happens.
You don't
Well,
want
but
to
you
put
could-
it on here?
Yeah,
and
you
climb
could
up?
do what I've been doing to do a half climb up.
Oh, because that'll. Oh, from
Yeah.
off of that one. Okay, gotcha.
See?
No, apparently not. Thank you.
Wait, did
Yeah,
I
I locked that one for you.
go? Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did the
you
rotation.
did. You kind of jerked me around there. Not that I would do that to you.
Oh,
No,
Oh
not at all.
no, never.
this is a friendly
Never.
game.
Jason is a perfectly reputable climber.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get to the gym and we're like, oh, Jason.
No,
Don't want him spawning.
can't be done.
You still got
Have
one
to
long
think.
one?
Have
too?
to fight.
Yeah,
have to-
everyone has long ones except for someone.
Except for someone who raced to the top.
That's right. And have somehow managed to stay up there, close to it.
But we're running
Surprisingly.
out of long blocks too.
Could you not rotate that?
No, I can do things. I just don't want to set other people up to win.
Oh,
I feel like that would be a bad idea.
I mean, depending on who you're gonna help.
Right.
Do-do-do-do.
I think this looks like victory.
I'm not sure how.
You've cleared out. You made it neutral. I don't know if
Well, it's
that
the person who
was-
Oh,
moved
yeah,
there
yeah,
first,
yeah.
right?
Touche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use your ladder and
I-
climb across.
I think
I'm
it was my ladder
aware.
to do
Yes,
that.
I could do a thing.
Yeah.
I could.
Join us
Or die.
in victory.
I think I will join myself.
What?
Oh! What's with
And
my
a
poor
ladder-
guy? He has
a
poor
ladder.
accidents.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, that's the one-time use ladder, isn't it?
Oh, hey, look! I have to move the camera again. Yeah, look! Yeah!
Steve, how are you climbing? How's
That's
the weather
me.
up there?
And that's Jason. And that's Steve.
You cannot win.
This is a lot of fun. This camera is now becoming the camera.
It doesn't do things.
I can't. Can I do? No.
No.
No, that is
My
decidedly...
ladder does
It's
not.
not
bend.
It's not a teeter-totter.
It's just a ladder.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna do this and not win.
Between winning and losing, you must choose the ladder.
No, I still have it.
Steve should jump now. He ain't making
Oh no, we left Steve.
I should pull a Jason. And just...
Yes, we left Steve a move.
We love Steve a few moves. That's fine. He's short.
Cooperate.
I would. I don't think I can cooperate with. I can't put one on top of that, right?
No.
I just like how it's so spatial, and there's no like. It's not like if somebody's like, "Oh, I'm not good at math," like so. There's no math in this. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, I don't like Cthulhu," it's like, well, there's no Cthulhu in this.
I mean,
It's true. There's also no like dogs.
There's no. It's colored blocks. It's literally like it's colored blocks. Everybody played with colored blocks.
I have to pass.
Do you?
Unless you see something, Nicholas.
I doubt it, but take a look. Take a gander. That's an awfully long drop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's show that angle for the camera. That's pretty cool.
Well, so there's something I can do, which is called making sure the game ends.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is that we could have cooperated, but
I mean,
Someone
we're
chose
beyond
I
that.
don't think I could have.
We're beyond that
well, the thing is that you
stage.
lay a thing there, and then
Oh,
we do one by
yeah.
two on
Touche.
the, like that's
Right,
all.
yeah.
Like you lay that there,
Yeah,
and
I
then
guess I could
but-
have. But,
someone
yeah.
someone doesn't want to cooperate.
Right. I wanted it all for myself.
So in the spirit of non-cooperation,
Yeah.
and just letting
Prisoner-
Tiffany win because there's nothing better to do with life.
prisoner meat dilemma.
There's nothing better to do with in life than let Tiffany win.
Wait, Steve still has a ladder.
I
Steve
do
still
still
has a
have a
ladder.
Okay, so
So how much are you willing to cooperate, Nicholas?
down.
Right.
Steve has options. I don't like that. I prefer it when Steve doesn't have. Oh, right. Okay, so I can do something like this.
Yes, that
There you
was.
go.
Yeah,
That's good and correct.
that was the move I
Yeah,
was
wholesome.
thinking.
Okay.
Uh,
Now that we've solved that problem.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
pretty sure there's nothing I can do to move up, but I could do something
No.
to move a block so Steve can't
Because
move
you're
it.
5 higher than the next closest surface that has a 2x2.
Yes, but I'm going to do something so that Steve can't ladder to my height, which is I'm going to move this tile. And I'm going...
Wall in his face.
No, but he could do
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and ladder
yeah,
to the
yeah.
top.
Right.
So I'm going to take
he
this
could
tile...
ladder to the top if you
and-
put it not his color, right?
No, it's literally if
'Cause
I
I can
just put
rotate.
it anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he can't pick it up. But this one is also available, so I'll do that. So he can't pick up this one. Here, let me show the camera. Sorry. So this one way over here, there's a little tiny adorable twofer right there, which Steve could use to build there. So
And
I'm
go.
going to take this one, because he can't move it, and put it on top of it.
And now there's hope again.
And then I am done.
hope is pretty great.
Yeah.
Which, so Steve could move that and waste a ladder, but he would only...
Yeah.
He's only so tall.
Yes. But I open it up for Jason and Nick
Yes.
to move.
But I can do that.
Yay, Steve! That was the right decision.
For some definition of right.
Yeah.
If it's right, why does it feel so wrong?
I mean, it only feels wrong to you.
Yeah, dog
Is that
doing
the only-
laps.
is that the
dog
only half
doing
one?
laps. Dog running around and the dog.
But
is
he's
doing
on
laps.
that, so I can't do that, and I can't go diagonal.
What's happening in my pocket?
That's awkward. What?
Right, wrong, etc.
That would be diagonal, though, by going onto there, huh? So with that, it still wouldn't be going up. That'd be the same level.
Yeah, that's the thing. The ladders kind of trap you in a way.
That would not be very helpful because I can't go like that, right? That's not a legal move. I'm
No,
assuming.
because it's hanging. No hangers.
No hangers
No
on.
hangers. All right. Well, good luck. Right.
All you can do is pave the way to greatness.
Is greatness the Tiffany victory?
This is almost the end of this. The neutral color will change a little bit. There is currently no discussion about stickers, but it would be entirely doable.
I don't know if that helps or
For
hinders it, but
colorblind.
We'll do that.
So, yeah.
Possibly. Oh, I guess it would. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Nervenstein asked about color blindness. So this, aside from the neutral color,
So we can't shove Steve over there.
correct. The most you can do is you could shove Steve.
Yeah, one of
There.
those directions. So it has to be a 1x2.
But can you put a half going that way now on top of the two? Yeah.
Yeah, a 1x2, like this one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which
Yeah.
has a pink sign on it, like that.
Yep. Oh, I see how you are.
Oh, very nice.
You don't want
Oh, see, that's why I didn't cooperate with you earlier. See how that works?
What you get?
This is not a mutually beneficial arrangement. It turns out.
I tried to make it mutually beneficial, but somebody didn't mutually benefit.
What?
Yeah.
I can't move yet,
On
Yeah.
but I'm getting ready.
The
Things have been unlocked.
unlock the Kraken. No. Sorry.
that was just moved.
Yeah, that was just moved. It's untouchable.
Darn it, that was my block.
I'm sure it was.
Nick has zero empathy at this point.
It's
Cutthroat. This is cutthroat blocks.
None at
This
all.
is cutthroat strategic
Hey, that's
blocks.
pink.
You know, I mean, you could rebrand this in another
Steve,
country.
That's my color.
Hmm?
That's my color.
What's your color?
You can move your person on my color.
Oh, I did.
That's pink. Yeah,
you
you
can't.
can't.
Oh,
block.
sorry.
You can't do that.
I cannot.
Motherfucking.
Serious game.
I think, yeah. Wait, what did we just call it? Brutal blocks?
Brutal blocks.
No, not brutal blocks.
No.
Cruel blocks? No.
Cuddle blocks.
Cuddle
Cuddle
blocks.
Cuddle blocks?
I'm gonna not make a comment on that one.
Are cuddle blocks like yoga blocks, but for really, like, athletic cuddle positions? They're like yoga blocks, but for cuddling.
I don't know if you've ever used a cuddle block or a yoga block.
So they do exist! Caught you red-handed.
Well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
you just set Nick up.
Thanks.
That's super great.
I
of
appreciate
you.
it.
That's super nice.
If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
Hopefully. Yeah. For a reason. For reasons. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't see how this benefits you, but I'm happy to go away now. Upward. Where I am. Okay. Does Steve have a winning move?
Oh wait.
It is unfortunate, isn't it? How this happens.
Oh!
That's yellow.
But it's
And
the
you
same
can't go
side.
Yeah, but you can put it there to keep Steve from going up.
I can be neutral. And technically I got there first.
Yes!
I got there first, technically.
Okay,
You can
see?
follow me if you want.
Cooperation.
Oh my
this
god.
is a height is size 3, so Steven needs a... Oh, there's a block. Okay. Steven can go. Maybe.
There's a neutral one.
If
on
that
one.
is the
I'm
right
just
thing.
saying.
There, yeah, well, I think you'd be better off going to the neutral.
But I can't.
You can flip it over.
Yeah.
You can't see that high.
No,
Right,
he has a
right here.
ladder.
Oh!
I know. I
Steve
do have my ladder.
has a ladder.
Why?
But the flat face is not the neutral one. So
I know.
it's not.
Oh!
Ah! Steve killed himself.
Now he needs a really big ladder.
Which is what I thought would happen. And the flat face is also not red.
It was here?
Yes, but yeah.
Oh, the flat face, sorry, was
Pink, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that
it was on you, because you were on it.
It seemed cozy.
Right?
I read reviews on TripAdvisor, and it was very highly rated.
Alright, we're gonna have a light change. Hang on.
Whoa, lighting.
Oh, look, hey, look, better color representation.
What?
The sunset, so. Yeah, okay. Ah!
Okay.
It's the wrong direction. There we go. The sunset. So, our natural, beautiful light went away.
The sunset on hope for Steve. No.
I mean,
Also no.
it's just like you're screwed.
Sorry, I worked through it. You're boned.
Can that be the That's Nick's t-shirt. I worked through it. You're boned. That's Nick's shirt.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I can't. My
You can't
ladder
ladder?
is...
You can't
your ladder's
diagonal.
short.
Yeah, and your ladder's
And
too
that's
short.
full.
Oh, because the pink's below it?
Yeah, well, it would be a diagonal movement anyway.
I also made a mistake. I did not.
Well,
Ichi, do you notice that no one cares?
Yes, you can climb up to that level.
Well, but the pink's in the way.
I have the ladder.
Yeah.
I'll do this. Ruining my move.
But maybe thwarting Jason some?
It continues. Yes.
I will do that.
Unless it's victory. Jason can now go places, which is a problem.
This has become a standing game. I used to have a friend that said no game worth playing involves sitting.
It's pretty true.
That's pretty...
So now we're all, wow.
Okay.
Went from first to last.
Oh, that's not,
Yeah.
you can't really see the height on that.
At the stroke of a block. What? Is there... There's no place we can place blocks, right?
No.
And all the size ones are
Yes.
in use.
So I think Tiffany gets it.
Are you passing?
Are you conceding to that? Was that a Tiffany as in Tiffany
Tiffany.
gets it? Or was that a Tiffany as in, oh, Tiffany's not getting this. I will find a way.
Steve climbed to the highest possible block that he could, which was good.
So, is that what we're saying, is it?
Yep. But I have a secret objective.
Was it to get second?
No.
I'm so confused.
It
Whose
was
turn
to-
is it?
My secret objective was to do better than Nicholas.
don't-
I think the
failed.
wobbling is actually more the camera. Because I
Yeah.
keep hitting it when I can, and I
I
don't
might
see.
be. I might be.
But yeah, I don't think there's any illegal moves or anything like that move people operate. I mean,
Well, whose turn is it?
It is Jason's, I believe.
No.
Oh, no.
it's
Sorry, it's
Nicholas's.
Nicholas.
yeah.
So,
If Nicholas
Okay.
passes, it's yours.
because when it gets to Steve's turn, Steve could make a legal move. Did you change? And Steve did go up, so it won't.
Yeah,
end.
and I went up too, so.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
It is not over
Dun,
yet.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, because you can climb up, and that
Oh,
will
I used
unlock
my
the
ladder,
block.
didn't I? Sorry.
If Steve knows what's good for him, he'll stay where he is.
Oh!
Wow.
Okay.
Didn't know this game had gauntlets, but it was just thrown.
It's a problem. Okay, because now that block is rotatable. Okay, so Steve needs to go.
Like away.
Just
Steve is not climbing up, apparently, even though he could. Because he could go up and join us.
Well, you can't
No,
go
because
up.
this is yellow.
Yeah,
And there's not enough space up here.
yeah. There's only two up there.
Oh, right. Oh, right, there's not enough space for Steve to climb.
no.
Okay.
Well, I would join you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay. All right. So Jason rotates to purple, and
Nick is working out all the permutations.
oh, okay. And then we go up higher. Sure, fine. I'll do it on my turn.
All right.
I'm fine with winning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If it's necessary.
Yeah, Abby's curled up in the basket, out of frame. I know that's what you care. Here, ready, watch. Kitty.
Been there the whole time, literally.
Yeah, she hasn't moved.
Okay.
It's been hot.
Yeah.
All right, Tiff turn.
She's like, I don't need a sunbeam. I'm good. I keep wanting to pick up this block, which would be disastrous.
I mean, nobody's on
It's
that.
kind of like
Who's
that
this?
one too. Yeah.
Well, yes, but I think I'll move.
Yeah, like use their building alternate thing.
If I move that becomes available, which I think is what you want, because there's a pink end. So
There
I will
is.
do this.
Very convenient.
All right, that's out of the game. I'm gonna do something wacky and predicted.
I was like, that's not very wacky. We understood and knew that was
Yeah.
coming.
And now someone can put a 4, and then perhaps.
Well,
win.
and also Jason can rotate and do things and move up.
Yep. Jason can go up. Okay.
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 Oh, I could have turned that to neutral, Jason.
You could.
Yeah.
Could have.
Okay.
We could have all tied,
All right.
tied the
All
win.
right.
All right, Nicholas going for the win.
I'll try. No, that's not the same.
That's the Jason block.
Okay.
I buried the one that they really needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay.
It's fine.
So is there one color per block?
This
per
has not been
end?
touched.
So like, there's only one long
Wait,
one
wait.
with the blue end.
I think there would be two.
Yeah, and this is not tall enough to do anything, right?
Oh no, you slide it here.
Right.
Yeah.
It does not go on that side, but it goes on this side, which is pleasant. Okay,
Great.
now we do the thing where we put in the 4 high block. Is that block of it in there? Remember, you put it.
I did put it. Well, is this even the one I need? No, this one wouldn't
No.
have helped me either. So is the one that I could have viewed is tied to your
Yes.
fate. So it's
It's okay if you knocked out
fine.
You just need to help me.
Help me.
Help me! You're my
Help you.
only chance.
Help me. Help you.
Mhm. It's a little shaky now. I made that space neutral when I had to. Never mind. I was gonna say when I didn't need to, but I totally needed to.
Oh yeah.
No.
Steve.
Let's look and see what the end was.
Steve.
A cooperative is Steve.
Steve, do the right thing. Do the right thing, Steve. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to do that with that one. I want to do it with this one to make Steve do the right thing.
You want to give us?
I'm gonna make
incorrect choices.
I'm gonna make Steve do the right thing.
Do I poison the block?
Yeah.
Don't
Make it so
do the
neither
right thing.
one of you can use it.
Do the right thing.
Do it! Make it so neither one of you can use it.
Don't listen to him.
Do
He's
it!
bitter.
Make it so neither one of you can do it. You both would win.
Why? Did you just realize the thing that you could have done?
Hmm?
No. Okay,
No.
fine. Whatever. Jason, it's your turn.
Steve.
Steve didn't realize. It's fine. It's
But
Jason's
didn't realize what?
It's Jason's turn. It's Jason's turn. No one say anything. Okay. Jason's laughing too hard.
Okay.
Oh man.
Alright, come on, Jason. I need your help. Thank you.
Can
You
Jason?
can't pass through.
No.
I can't.
There's too many of us.
Oh, sorry, I was hoping to propel you to the top. But
Why? Because you're
No.
evil?
yeah.
No, that's not the right move. This block is here. Okay.
No, it was.
Oh,
It was
purple.
It was on top.
Yeah.
Purple.
Yeah, it was
Right,
purple.
it's purple on top. Right there. Right, okay. So there's no block that I can place there to actually make me climb higher.
Correct.
So-
You needed one of us to move off so you could do the one that's there.
Right.
Which Steve prevented.
Yeah, okay. So I just need to make sure that block is not usable, because that would let people go higher.
If you just rotated the color.
Yep. And that just happened.
Not that I can't rotate the color back, or
Well, but I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can't do
No,
it.
for sure.
And, yeah. There's only room for 2 of you. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Alright, my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Now.
Are now you gonna do the right thing?
Now I'll do the right thing. No, it's turn order.
Turn order. Okay. Yeah.
Guys, it's my internet show. I just should win sometimes. Get it?
That's my internet show too. Sometimes I prevent you from winning.
The show does start with Steve and Tiffany, so I will say that. All right, is it
The only
Jason?
time-
oh, it's my turn now.
The title is the only place.
Right. It is your
Yes,
turn.
it's my
Yeah.
turn,
Oh, so you can
Shh.
do the purple, the one that has the purple.
No one
underneath.
helped you. We all laughed at you. In fact.
Tragic things occurred.
Dang it, Steve!
Can I
No.
climb up? Can I climb up now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yes, you're good.
sure. I'm like, how specific are we with the? Yes, I think you can.
Okay.
You know, he might.
Yeah,
he might
because
have
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the head's above it.
Yeah.
To the
That's totally
rules.
legal.
To
Completely
the
legal.
rules.
Do you mind climbing up? Can you do that now?
Me?
Oh yeah.
I could go here.
Yeah.
But because
You'll
you asked
feel
so nicely, because you asked so nicely, I will not.
There appears to be some sort of danger involved. The climb is treacherous.
Yeah. That's...
Well, the funny thing is you can push me.
Um,
You don't have to ask for my permission. You just push me.
Oh, really?
Depending on how they were going to place it. Yes.
okay.
Pushing me would require
Do the right
them to
thing,
place it a
Nicholas.
way that they didn't want to place,
Do the right thing.
which I'm fine with.
Wait, I can push you up?
You can push her this
Oh,
way.
yeah.
You can push me away.
Yeah.
Like that.
But that's not as useful.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm staying there. How perceptive.
Where it's safe.
You know, it doesn't say that you can't move through places where other people are.
Hmm.
Maybe?
It does talk about the grid and the stacking, but...
Huh.
Pumpy Tutors says this game is going to go longer than the 18XX game.
It will.
We're going to run out of blocks at some point. So.
We'll run out of money in the bank.
Okay. But there's no good way to lock this block up, right? That is a shame.
I like how this block is just dead for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
The what?
This one.
I know.
It's annoying because the situation has arisen that Steve could do stuff. I like it when Steve does things.
I think that is your secret goal, is prevent Steve from doing
Yeah.
I'm fine with
It feels pretty great.
Right? That's why I married him. It feels
Yeah.
it feels really
So
good.
you always have
Block him.
someone to thwart? Yeah.
Well, no, specifically you.
Right.
Just specifically blocking you.
A long
Okay.
con.
We're not to the 10-year yet.
There. Let's park that there. So Tiffany cannot use it to climb. I can't keep Steve from using it to climb.
I can't use that one to climb, but I can use this one to climb.
Yes. In the spirit of cooperation and vengeance.
Wait, why did you like that?
See what I don't know.
Alright, Jason's still winning.
So now I think I am stuck. I think Tiff got me.
Well, you can move this. Which
Yeah,
won't
but
help you.
No, it won't.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, it's blocks. We're playing with blocks. It's fine. It'll be a quick game.
Right.
We're at an hour.
Everything has people on it.
Yes, inconvenient people.
Darn people.
I mean, yeah, I can... This wasn't just moved, right? Because Tiff just... Ooh,
No.
Correct.
did that one.
Correct. You probably... I don't know.
Probably do stuff. What is this?
It's just, I don't know why.
Okay.
They're just doing things.
All right. It's taller now.
It's taller now.
Do you feel a sense of accomplishment?
I do.
Going taller again.
Mostly I was just trying to hide Jason from himself.
Hide Jason
Not for
from himself.
myself.
It's very meta.
We just were to block the Tiffany standing on to the neutral side.
Oh, but you can't rotate something.
I know.
Oh.
They're
I know,
just,
yeah.
they're
I can't
just,
touch
yeah,
that one,
they're
right?
just, yes.
But
It's
the
an
only-
optional
so basically,
variant.
on blocks I have are these two.
Yes.
Well, no, this one, and then eventually
Right.
this two.
Two. Yeah, this one.
And that one. Don't forget that one.
Well,
I
Oh,
can't.
yes,
I
you
just
can't
moved it.
do
Yeah,
that
right.
one. So, here we'll do this. We'll move from here. There.
What you gonna do? What you
That's
gonna
all I
do
can
in the
Just
convoy?
let- Go ahead, Nicholas.
There's no good spots for it, though.
That was there. I don't think we can do this.
Whoa, that
Oh,
one was
sorry.
a table shake. And
Sorry
a camera
about that.
shake. That was
At
both.
the same time.
Earthquake.
Earthquake!
Like, I think we can just pass. Safely.
But you can pull that one off now. I couldn't.
Well, yeah, but we're not going to, like, these blocks are not tall enough.
Right. No, I'm just saying if that's helpful. I didn't say it was helpful. I'm just saying you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I too must pass.
And then
You put the block on the thing just to consolidate, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Steve to burn his ladder.
Yep.
But the person who burned all their ladders in the beginning has now won. Jason
Yay!
wins, and this is the Climbers. Also for scale, I guess this is somewhat interesting. It's like
Taller than the box now.
it's taller than the box by
a good margin.
yeah. So
Oh,
Yeah.
is that just came
BG,
out, right?
BG stats on Android now. Just saying.
I don't think I want to know how much I play because I think it's sad.
Either a lot or not enough. Both?
Okay, so people want to know if we're gonna play again, and I don't think we are because I think we're gonna play something else with our friends, but not on camera. If that makes sense. Also, tell me when framing.
Seems strange.
Tell me when framing is good and like normal for people's faces.
You're gonna have to-
I lost
yeah.
my face already. All right.
How about now?
I can see
Can't
me.
see.
Jason
You
is
got-
behind
you
the
left
chat
half
window. Jason is obscured by the block.
By the block. By the block. Box.
Okay,
There.
I'll do creep nose.
Creep nose.
Starring Steve's
There you
nose.
go.
There we go. Look,
There
I
you go.
figured it out.
Steve's nose came in second.
All right. Hey, look, and then I can get rid of. I can do cat cam one more time. Hang on. I just like this because it's cute. Here we go. This is our final tower. Okay, bye, tower. Kitty cam.
Tower of Fuzz.
There's you. That. Kitty cam.
Same
Alright.
Abby. Same.
Very cute. And now the camera is like totally just in the frame. It's fine.
Just a little bit.
So yeah,
Classy.
that's
Kitty
the
cam.
Climbers. I actually I wanted to show how it went back in the box, but it kind of is obvious because we did it. So what did you think of the Climbers coming in Q4 from Capstone Games?
That was more intense than I expected. I thought maybe it would get less intense, us having played it a couple times in a row. Like, we kind of get it. And it just seems to keep going beyond all reason
Oh yeah.
or rhyme.
Well, it was funny because there was a point where we were like, "Oh, we're done," and then it's like, "Nope, we're gonna go for another 30 minutes." There is still chance
Yep.
and time. Definitely, how you orient certain blocks at the bottom. Oh, kitty moved. Ah. Certainly, how you rotate certain blocks at the bottom will definitely change how the end game goes as far as accessibility. So, like this block way down here, which is out of camera, is three side. No, don't touch it. Is the three side that's like this, and it's sticking out. But all of the tower is on it, so it became useless.
One thing that was interesting in this game, the center blocks didn't come out because we didn't build around. We just built straight up, so we didn't get those. Are they 6s?
They're over here. Yeah.
There are 6 of these little segments.
So it doesn't always come down to just the small ones at the top, people just small climbing, or does it usually come down to that?
The 5 times that I've played, it's a mix.
Yeah,
like, we played, the game that Steve and I played this weekend, these were all trapped, and we had, like, 2 or 3 that we were moving, and then we buried them really quickly, and everybody still had their ladders, so the ladders became very end-game to get us over. There was a lot of jumping, because all we could move were the 2 blocks.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Which I think that's really interesting. The one thing is, I think you just want to play with people that don't overthink the initial placement.
Right. Oh, well, that's why I don't explain if it's new players, I don't explain the rules.
No, exactly.
But I do think it's important to mention that don't put blocks like this necessarily at the very bottom of the tower.
Yeah,
you want to do kind of this, kind of, yeah. You
Which
kind of
we got a couple of those.
Yeah, and one over there, but we had covered. We didn't have the whole base locked in like we did in the other game we played.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
it's literally short.
Yeah.
There's a tiny little nose and some cute ears poking up over the door.
And the eyes.
And the eyes.
Ears.
So yeah,
yeah,
but yeah,
fun.
it's
I like that.
and the wood is a good weight. It's hard to but you can hear I'll drop it. I don't know if that conveyed weight to you or just density, but it's a good weight to it. It doesn't feel super light. Like, I was feeling pretty confident in our tower's structure.
Right.
Until we got to the end where it was like 3 towers that are just running parallel to each other. Yeah. But before that, when we have some overlaps, it's totally...
Which are these smaller blocks stood on the edge.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, it feels like the end is very turn order dependent and kind of swindly, which I like a lot. But if this is not the game that you're master planning the strategy and executing it, you're very much...
It's very tactical.
In 4-player, you do have to cooperate a little bit, otherwise you're going to be left behind. And then 2-player, it's very much head-to-head. I do like that. Then 4 and 5-player, you need to kind of... Especially with the free moves, which I think this is the first game we've done free moves. Is that helped propel people kind of
it actually, because everybody was willing to do neutrals. Or sometimes people would do neutrals. Maybe not willing, but... If you're watching this, I'm gonna remove Kitty Cam for a second, even though you're not on it. So I just want to show this because it is very somewhat specific on how these go back. You're gonna put all the 1 blocks on their edges like that, and then all the other blocks just go in and they will fit. But them fitting is dependent on all of the 1 blocks being on the edge like this, and it's perfect for this. So, and then there's just enough space for like ladders and gnats apparently, and stuff like that. I prefer to put these on top because they need to come out first.
Logic.
But yeah, and then otherwise you just toss everything in the box and just make sure it's... And it all will fit. Okay, we can go back to talking about the game. I like it because you pull it out and you show it to people and they're like, okay, we're playing with blocks. And you do kind of get the, ha ha ha, let's build the biggest tower, yay! And then you're like, no, that's where I was going to go.
Yeah. The claws come out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cute, fun tower game. Don't you come up here.
Yeah, I really liked it. That was
This was a nice tower until you climbed
or a nice tower you've got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Oh, you got a nice little spire, yeah. See, and then everything goes in. The rules will fit better in the box. These are just
the problems are
prototype rules. So, yeah.
Good fences make good neighbors.
No, our fence is falling down. I wish I would rather have my neighbors than my fence. All right, anyway. I'm used to the camera right there, so I keep looking there, and there's no camera there.
It's weird.
It's throwing me off.
I also find it mildly interesting that there's a memory element to it.
There is. You have to remember especially on the 4 blocks, you have to remember which side is yours.
Yep.
And which
also,
block is,
because you can only pick up and move legal ones, you do have to remember ones that are no longer accessible. To remember the sides of the ones that you can't pick up to check to see if it's the one that you still need because you want to uncover it.
Yes.
Or you want to leave it buried.
Yeah.
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 So
Hard to
it's
leave
certain
buried.
disreputable.
Sorry,
Explorers.
Angela. Oh, sorry. It's I like that it works in the box because it's flush and there's no movement. I mean, there's like a very tiny amount of movement, but I'm not worried about it, and it keeps the box size small. So I actually prefer that it's kind of.
Yeah,
And
and
it
the box
keeps
seems like relatively sturdy.
How heavy is it? Oh, that's a great question. We have a scale. Hang on. Keep talking.
Well, we're going to scale the climbers now.
Alright, Puppers,
Right.
you can come
It definitely is more tactical than what I was expecting from you whenever I was hearing stuff when you guys were at Origins talking about it. And,
It's I didn't find the game repellent.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna do this in grams, so no Americans can
I
understand
can
it.
see it being fun as, I mean, it's heavy. It's not something you're going to put in your quiver to take to the con. But
It's 2.125 kilograms,
oh, it's like 5 pounds.
which is 4 pounds and 10 ounces. It's almost 5 pounds, actually. It's a eighth of an ounce off of 5 pounds, right? I don't know.
16
16
ounces,
ounces.
so 4.5-ish. A little over 4.5.
Jason made it heavier for a second. So yeah, it's under 5 pounds. Shipping ain't gonna be
It's
cheap
5
on that.
eighths.
I think I would say fun as it does seem like it'd be fun as like a convention icebreaker, or, I don't know you, I don't necessarily want to play something very involved or strategic, but I want to have fun with blocks, so.
Not game related, but it needs to be said, dude's hair is epic. I think they might be referring to your
Dude,
hair.
what?
Your hair is epic.
My hair is epic?
Yeah.
Why is my hair epic?
I think just because it's so long and luxurious looking. Yeah, and shredder potential. You were out of frame doing that. That's the best part. You're not even in frame. Steve's like doing the guitar tune. So yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I was like, I saw it at a thing, and it was a pretty thing at Capstone's booth, and they had it on their table, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cute and adorable toy. Are you going to a kids line? And the person working the booth was like, ha, ha, ha. And then explained to me how the game worked, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you haven't stabbed your friends over this game yet,
Yeah.
have you?
Yeah, so.
It has some sharp edges for trying.
It's like, what happened to your ladder? Oh, nothing. Yeah, so if you weren't aware, The Climbers is going on a U.S. media tour before its Q4 Essen release, and it will be available in the States because Capstone is based in the States. So it's going to Seattle next, and then it's going to San Francisco, and then I believe it's going somewhere in New Mexico. So yeah, it's going to be going to a lot of media folks, and if you know of somebody that you would like it to go to.
MaggieBot will have it up in Seattle.
Yes, Maggie will have it in Seattle, so I don't know if MaggieBot's going to do like an open game day thing with it, but if you want to try it in Seattle, I would guess outreach to Maggie, and Netters Plays will have it in San Francisco in a couple weeks. So
I'm just going to follow this game around, aren't
you are, because you're going to Seattle and then you're going to San Francisco. I might not even ship it. I might just hand it to you and just be like, take it all the places.
Yeah, because Maggie, we were just talking about this when we were recording our podcast. And then right afterwards, you'd sent me the message. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, and then the goal is to move it as slowly as possible across the United States. So if you know somebody that you think would be interested in playing this game, and they're a media person, or maybe you're a media person, go ahead and DM me at the One Tar and tell me where you're located in the U.S. Sorry, Canada, £5 across the border is a bit too much, which is sad because it's like literally right there. But
you just throw it across.
Yeah. Maggie, just drive and throw it.
That's how we smuggle games these days.
So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there any more comments?
I am looking forward to seeing Gizmo.
Oh yeah,
on
you have to do a video with just Gizmo climbing the climbers.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
So
You can use
amazing.
Gizmo's ladder on it to help advance. I think that would be fair.
So if you have 2 copies
Guess
of
we
them?
might cheat
Will it
and
play
just-
well up to 10, do you think? Or
Well, you would have 2 players that would be the same color.
too sure?
But you could do it. They
You
would
could
just be
paint.
on a team,
Oh, yeah.
potentially.
Oh.
Which could be an interesting
Yeah.
way to play it. You could also spend a lot of time sanding the blocks and then
And
painting them
painting
new
them.
colors.
Yeah.
If you want it.
You could do a variant and give people 2 climbers each, which
Oh.
is
Oh.
Oh, that would be good.
because controlling 2 colors is lame, but
Controlling
have
2
two.
climbers with 2 full sets of blocks.
Yeah.
And then
That
you
would
could
be
do
an
the easiest thing,
amazing
who scores
power.
the lower of the 2.
oh,
The what?
We're done.
Yep. All
It's the
right.
official Kyra's variant of the climbers / we didn't come up with it at all. It was both cheats. But it's our variant.
I'm just here to help.
They get game development
There you go.
credit. Like,
Yeah.
we get
Just
design.
smaller-
They get
smaller
game
font.
development.
The name is
Let's
slightly-
flip that. I mean design development.
The font's a little smaller, but it's still important.
I was a little surprised to see an artwork credit on the box, and then I remembered the box itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
The
like,
box
what
goes
art?
a long way to giving you an idea.
I mean, the
of what's
box are
going on.
beautifully illustrated.
Yes.
One thing we did, which was silly, is Jonathan Geek
Oh,
Dad
yeah.
did put little
'Cause there's
trees,
trees.
from a different game and stuff on it. So
Photosynthesis.
photosynthesis.
Which is the tree game coming from Blue Orange, which was just announced for Gen Con release today, in fact.
Can you combine them?
I mean, you could. But well, that's what Jonathan did. Is he put trees on it, and then I was like, okay, that's really pretty, actually.
Yeah, it was
So-
gorgeous. No gameplay value unless
Yeah.
you went to Variant Town, but
Um,
it was cool matching the.
It's pretty fun. I like it. It's a giant box of wood, and I should probably stop that train of discussion. But no, it's interesting because like when I first saw it, I was like, I mean, I don't really know. I'm not into dexterity. I mean, I love Rhino Hero Super Battle, but I don't need one that's rated for 45 minutes, if that makes sense. Which Rhino Hero Super Battle is, but don't worry about that.
Right. The structural stability did not play into it at all because of the design of the blocks and the weight and the finish and
Yeah.
stuff, I guess. It's
And
not even a question.
It specifically is designed to not be Jenga. It's very much a tactical game where you're not worried about the tower structurally. You're just building. You're just worried about 3D movement. So
Seems most likely to be a problem with 3. For a reason. But anyway.
potentially.
'Cause someone's
two-player
being shut
was
out
fine.
or
No,
We'll discuss.
straightforward.
But yeah, I've played 2-player, I've played 4-player, and I've played 5-player. I think 4-player so far has been my favorite, but it might just be the people that I'm playing with. So there's that. 2-player was good, but Steve and I, the tower built a little slower because there was just 2 of us building it up. And so it was also in the beginning a lot easier to move because there were more blocks that we had access to and wanted, and they were more readily available.
Did
But
your arms get tired?
No.
Was 5 too random by the time you got to your turn?
No, 5 wasn't too. I wouldn't call it too random. I would just say that
Well, I mean, too much changes by the time it got back to you.
in the beginning, yes. But then when the blocks became more limited, it actually became kind of similar. It was actually a little easier in this situation because there was more movement and more towers just to hold people. We didn't have as many of the 2-block towers because that wouldn't work for a non-player. So there was more people leaving spots where I could put in a higher block or something like that.
There was
So-
also, I did intentionally in that game do some moves where I locked down multiple tiles underneath with a single block because it was a little bit more spread out. So I was like blocking 3 or 4 players from
At
going
least feels
upward.
good.
Yeah.
It feels good, but that's, you're affecting more people, I guess, with a move like that.
Yeah. So I think the only other spiel that I have for this is $50 US is the MSRP, and that's what the original one was in 2008. And so they're just maintaining that price, which I think is great considering inflation. Though there was a market crash in between, but
No, but a game
But I mean,
that's a decent amount.
I
of
also
Yeah,
think
I'd
the
pay
climate
$50
blocks
for
don't
that
float
easy.
away.
yes.
This is, I mean, really, this is a good family game.
It is, and that was the other thing is that, like, as we were playing this, we're not all similar gamers. Like, there was an 18xx joke because Nick is 18xx heavy titles. Strategic, yeah. Jason tends to enjoy slightly more random or, like, highly thematic games, aka known as Ameritrash.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Omnivore. I mean,
You are. You definitely
I am
are.
an omnivore game, but yeah, there's definitely time. I mean, Meritrash is definitely up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When we go to your collection, like,
Yeah.
we have a little overlap, which is fine. Yeah, which is cool. And then Steve tends to be a more tactical wargamer, but he does enjoy Euros with me. Otherwise, why would we be together? I think it's interesting where, like, we all do have an overlap in what kind of games we like, and this is not in that category.
No.
At all.
I don't think any of us are really abstract players for you know.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was still giggling at the idea of, like, Steve and Tiffany playing solo games next to each other. And
We've done that.
We
did that at a bar. Like, legit. Like, we've done that at a bar.
And Tiffany was like, stop playing your game and take a turn in mine.
Well, because we were playing a 2-player game and Steve
we were
was playing a solo game.
One thing
It's happened.
One thing I think that's interesting about this is I lost my train of thought because of that story.
It's fine, because you're out of camera, so nobody really knows you're there anyway.
It's like my design credit.
I don't know if it totally applies.
Wait, hang on. I can get Steve on camera. I can get Steve on camera.
In the sense of this being an abstract, we are building in 3 dimensions, and I think that maybe makes it perhaps less static than an abstract in which it's 4 of us fighting over 2 dimensions, because it's going up and out, and there's kind of a lot for us to wrap our heads around. Like, there's more, the possibility space towards the end of the game shrinks to a couple moves, maybe, as opposed to just there's nothing or there's one obvious move. So I think that's the 3rd dimension makes the abstractness interesting towards the end of the game.
Super dark shot, but that's fine. Yes.
Shadow Steve.
Yeah. All of those are very...
I should have used a vocoder for that.
That's very accurate. I don't know, it's interesting. I think it'll work well for, like, hardcore gamers and casual gamers. Like, if you're willing to pay the, like, luggage weight, right? I would totally take this to a family vacation or something like that.
It's definitely a camping game.
Oh, yeah, because it's sturdy, and if it falls, you're just like, oh, whatever. I mean, your blocks might get a little dinged over time, but yeah. The only way to do that would be to make them out of resin, which the weight would be even worse.
Right.
So, yeah, I think this is... And you don't need the box, because the blocks are sturdy on their own. Like, if we were to ship this all around the world, I'm pretty sure the blocks would be fine compared to the shredded cardboard box that they would be in. Which, I will also note, this box is final, and it is a very thick box. Like, they are aware that they are putting, almost 5 pounds of wood into this. It is very thick and sturdy.
And the wood, because it's so packed in there so well, is not going to damage the box from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so... Coolies. All right, I think that's it. I keep saying that, and then I keep talking about it more, but...
You did the backwards thing.
Thank you. And also, I just noticed the clouds matched up. So if I had paid attention, I would have realized.
Ah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Awesome. All right.
Cool.
Thank you for tuning in. Is this better than Santorini? Yes, because I don't like that game. Oh, sorry.
Hot take.
For a 2-player, maybe? Yes. I don't know. I don't like Santorini. I'm a bad person to ask that.
I've never played Santorini.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh. Well, that... Don't...
4 for 4.
My
Sorry.
expert opinion.
I like this because Santorini, I want more out of it for that. I want more game out of it for the price point, if that makes sense. With this, I can play 5 players, and I can play a lot more variety of players than with Santorini. I'm playing 2 players, and they have to be willing to already kind of play a more traditional hoppy game. Where if I pulled this out, I'm pretty positive I can get my grandfather to play this, and he won't play games with us because he feels they're not thematically accurate. Like, he didn't
this
like...
one certainly is.
Yeah.
Well, it's blocks.
We're shoving each other off the top.
There's nothing to get wrong.
Yeah,
there's no theme to be
There's
inaccurate.
not really, like, a theme. Like, that's his thing, is he's like, wait, why are we building trains to these tickets? This passenger doesn't want to take a route around the entire country.
Why is there only one passenger on the whole train?
Yeah, Anyway, all right. So, love you, Papa.
They
Okay.
bought a very expensive ticket. That's why.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow's stream is Lignum with Jason. Oh no, not Jason. Tomorrow's stream is Lignum with Nicholas and John. We're gonna be playing 4-player Lignum. That stream's going to start at 7 p.m. You do want to make sure you tune in right when it starts because there's some rules involved with that one. It's a heavier title, and the stream is going to go a bit longer. I believe when we played a 3-player game the other night, it took about 2.5 hours with rules. So my goal is to kind of keep it moving. It's quick for how much you're playing it, if that makes sense, but it is still going to be a longer stream. Not 18xx long, but longer. So tomorrow is Lignum. Tune in for that at 7. And Thursday will be Raiders of the North Sea, who I don't know who will be playing with that, or playing with us for that, because Nick is leaving by then, I believe. And our friends, our friends.
Your flight was canceled. How weird.
Let's hide the fireworks before. Okay. And then we have friends coming in for the weekend, and I believe they're going to play Exit with us, which will be great. I don't know if we're going to stream it yet. Depends on things. But that is kind of the stream lineup. So, yeah. Awesome. Thank you again for tuning in, and thank you again for coming and playing with us.
Thanks for having us.
This was a lot of fun with 4, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to play something else now? Without the internet?
Sure.
Possibly.
We just won't invite them. They'll never know. They'll never know.
It's very secret.
Shh, just don't tell Maggie that I'm not editing tonight.
I think Maggie already stopped watching so fun.
As long as she doesn't go back and watch the
Right?
one a week later. You have to leave. You have to
Oh,
leave.
wait. Here. Let's end it on adorableness. Da-da-da. There we
That's not
go.
Steve.
I mean,
it is cuter. It is one of the few cuter things.
oh, look how cute. She's just cute. All right. Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night.
I'm just going to leave it on here for a little while until somebody says good night.
Netters says that the Climbers is more up their alley.
On that note, do you both qualify as media people? I'm counting it.
Okay.
If you tweet and or write anything about it. So you get to sign the inside the back. Have you not? We can
What?
fake it.
It's
I'll send you one.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's not
Do
fine.
we have a
It's
fun
mostly
kid?
just like keep forgetting to take photos of things that are not 18xx games.
Can't you just crudely Photoshop like a picture of the game over an 18xx one? We played The Climbers, 1889.
Yeah, there's way more of a delay now that we don't use Restream anymore.